Cheekyricho's ham and chicken roll. Hi and welcome to Cheekyricho's Chinese ham and chicken roll. The first thing that we're going to do is make our batter for our roll, which is a couple of raw eggs with some corn flour. I'll just mix that till it's well combined. Okay, and pop that just one side. Now we're just going to get a decent sized chunk of our ham using a sharp knife. Cut off the fat and cut our ham into 1 or 2 pieces. That's going to be laid down the center of our chicken. Now, I showed you how to bone out a chicken in a previous video. The link will be to that video. And we're going to leave the skin on this, lay it out as flat as possible. And with a sharp knife, we're just going to butterfly our breast out a little bit to cover the thinner pieces of the skin. 2 reasons. Firstly, it will be a more even roll, and secondly, you won't have big, thick pieces of the breast to contend with. So you can see that's evened it right out. Do the same with the other side. Now we're just going to spread some crushed garlic over the inside of our boned chicken. It's really quite a long piece. Now we're going to sprinkle Chinese 5 spice down the center. So as little or as much as you like. We quite like the flavour of it, but if you're not a big fan, just tone it down a little. It's quite strong. And now we're just going to lay our ham, which has had the fat removed, down the center. A little sprinkle of black pepper down the center as well. And now we're going to roll our chicken up, completely encasing that ham. Now, you could use meat skewers like shish kebab skewers if you like, or you could use metal skewers, which are also going to be a good conductor of heat. So we're going to thread our chicken on our skewers, almost like a bag stitch. Keep it all together, don't spear yourself here, it'll be very easy to do. Through the meat, you probably have to use a couple of skewers here because the chicken's such an irregular shape. Push it through, being careful not to get your fingers in the way of the leading edge of the skewer. Now I have to come from the other end because there's such a long piece of meat and you won't be able to do it with the one skewer, unless you've got a really long skewer, of course. You could make this into 2 portions if you wanted to, but we're after the presentation here because it's going to be part of a platter. Keep threading it backwards and forwards through the flesh and the skin if you can help it. And that's what you should have. Where that leg part is there, I'm just going to use a toothpick. The filling isn't going to come out because it's in very large pieces. You just want to keep it secure, that's all. Remember how many toothpicks you use because you're going to have to remove those for serving. Let's do the end up as well. Tuck any little pieces back in. Okay, now we're going to cook it. Now we're just going to add some fresh oil to our long fry pan, and over a medium heat we're going to cook our ham and chicken roll with the lid on so it steams and fries at the same time. Now here's the fun part. Because the ham and chicken roll is so long, we are only going to be able to dip it and then paint the batter onto the top of it. Okay, so now the oil's nice and warm, we're just going to pick up our ham and chicken roll and just dip it on the way through in our batter. I haven't got a container that's capable of accepting it, so I have to dip it into a bowl. And then we have to put it in on an angle so that it fits. Now we're just going to brush our batter over the top. And we only have this on a medium-low heat, turning it during cooking. But we're going to pop the lid on it and the lid will steam it at the same time. Don't worry about it being too coated at this stage because we're going to finish off this batter as we turn it. Now you don't want it too hot because the batter will burn, but you do need to cook it all the way to the center because you don't want to be eating raw chicken for obvious reasons. Very unhealthy. It's downright dangerous actually. Okay, lid on and let it cook away. Okay, after about 5 minutes we're just going to get some tongs and turn our ham and chicken roll over. And don't worry about the batter, we're just going to brush a bit more batter on it. And pop our lid back on again. After another 5 minutes or so, we're just going to brush this side with the batter because that batter is going to fall down onto the cooking surface when we turn it over again. So just give it another base with our batter, get our tongs and turn it over onto that surface now. And lid on, keep cooking it. Okay, after another 10 minutes or so, we're just going to brush our batter again onto our side that's going to be turned down. And just turn them over like so.
Repeat the turning, basting and cooking procedure until a skewer inserted into the meat has the juices running clear. And you keep cooking it until it's well cooked. Then we remove it, place it onto a serving tray, and don't forget we have to remove our skewers and toothpicks that we inserted earlier. You don't want to have those in the serving process. You can't cut it with it in there anyway.
Okay, it's time to serve our ham and chicken roll. Just carefully lift it onto a serving plate, and with a very sharp knife we're just going to cut on the diagonal, which will expose the ham pieces in the center. Just allow it to rest for about 10 minutes before you try to cut it. The simple reason that all those juices will remain in the chicken, or be absorbed back into the chicken, and keep it nice and moist for you. You don't have to cook this in one piece. You can quite easily cook it in 2 pieces and deep fry the 2 separate pieces, but this is just a way of showing you a presentation of a whole chicken which has been boned out and turned into ham and chicken roll. And that is what you should have. Cheekyricho's ham and chicken roll. Just keep cutting it until you've got it all portioned out. It's terrific as an entree, as part of your Chinese banquet. You can make it ahead and cook it on the day. Just make sure you use a very sharp knife to cut it. Now we just serve this with some of our chili jam, some soy sauce, a sprinkling of some spring onions just for garnish around the platter. And there you have it, Cheekyricho's ham and chicken roll using our boned out chicken. Don't forget to check out our Asian playlist for all our interesting Asian meals. And thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. Cheekyricho's ham and chicken roll. Have a taste, shall we? Delightful finger food. How moist that chicken is. That's gorgeous. Thanks for watching.